since we are getting, very close to the Eid, inshallah, therefore we will be talking a few moments about Zakat al-Fitra and what is it about. Zakat al-Fitra is mandatory for everyone who's first of all mature, aqil meaning sane, and financially able, meaning he's not poor. Poor means someone who does not have his annual income. His annual income he cannot achieve except with assistance. Somebody has to assist him. His income as a work would not allow him to survive for 1 year. Let's say even if he's employed. So anyone who cannot make it, then that person doesn't have to pay the charity, the Zakat al-Fitra, which is due on the first day of the Eid, on 1st of Shawwal. Now, what is it? It is basically what you eat from rice, grain, wheat, corn, anything that constitutes your meal. What do you eat every day? Most of the days, that is considered to be, your food. So 3 kilos of that, which is somewhere between $10, $12 maximum, is that per person. So you will count the people in your household. The breadwinner is responsible for everybody, but let's say the breadwinner doesn't want to, the father doesn't want to, then it becomes wajib, mandatory for every single individual in the household to pay themselves. Now, one condition is that you have to witness both Ramadan and Shawwal. How you would witness both months? Meaning you have to live for those 60 days? No. Basically on the last day of Ramadan. Let's assume that the last day of Ramadan is Saturday. 5 minutes before sunset is considered to be part of Ramadan. Once there is sunset, after sunset is considered to be the eve of Shawwal, part of Shawwal. So anyone who's alive before the sunset in Ramadan and after sunset of Ramadan, meaning for the 20 minutes, let's say, 10 minutes before, 10 minutes after, that person has to be, has to pay the Zakat al-Fitra, even if he, let's say, God forbid, dies later on in the same night. Now, what time you have to pay? The ulama say it is, precaution, meaning it's prudent that you do this the night before Salat al-Eid. Meaning if the Eid is Sunday, then the night, Saturday night, you take the money aside, you set them aside. Or you can pay them. In fact, you can even pay them to the poor. If you have a poor, someone who is eligible for that, you can pay him. If not, you can put it before Salat al-Eid, not after Salat al-Eid. By noon, those who participate in the prayers of Eid, by noon they should, pay or set it aside, give it to someone who will deliver it to the poor. In behalf of the poor, he will take it from you and give it to the poor. So those are the, some of the ahkam. There is one more thing, is that, the zakat, we have two kinds of people, Hashimi and non-Hashimi, meaning the Sayyid or non-Sayyid. The zakat of non-Sayyid doesn't go to the Sayyid if he's poor. Only a Sayyid, only a Hashimi can pay, a Hashimi. Now who's the person? The breadwinner, meaning the father. The father has to be, or someone who's, in charge of the family. Whoever is in charge of the family. This person, if he is Sayyid, then all the money that he collects from his children, from his wife, if he's Sayyid, he can give it to non-Sayyid and Sayyid. But if he is not Sayyid, only he has to pay it to non-Sayyid. A Sayyid cannot get, those charities from him. A newborn, if someone is born right on sunset, that is also included in the zakat. If you have a guest, now there is a misconception about this. They say that a guest, if you have a guest that you have invited for iftar, if that guest is considered to be part of your family that night, meaning someone coming from outside, coming from Montreal, and he gets before sunset and he becomes your guest and will stay the night with you, that person will be part of your family. You have to include him in the Zakat al-Fitr. Let's say no, he lives in the same town that you are, here in Bedford, and they just come, to share the fast, the break fasting with you. Then that is, you're not entitled. You don't have to, to pay for their Zakat al-Fitr. It has to be considered part of the family on that night. So that's the last.